Hello, Gigaraptor here with my Ludum Dare submission. It's called Futility. It's a First World War trench assault kind of game. I'll show you it. I'm going to mute the noise first. So basically how it works is you've got two players. You've got the Germans on this side and you've got the British on this side. And what you do is you send units through. It's two players, so the German player uses the keyboard and the British player uses the mouse and clicks the buttons here. As you've probably noticed, you can already switch on and off audio. So you score by sending your soldiers across this field and by getting them to the other side. Now this will reduce the HP by 1. Although like there's two different unit types, they both have the same impact. It's just that this unit here, the one that's more expensive, which I believe is 2 on, you press 2 to get more expensive unit on the German side, and you press 1 to you press this to get the faster unit. They're ANZACs and Sturmtruppers. Basically, they run faster than the regulars, which are BEF and Landwehr. So, just to demonstrate what happens when I send a unit across here. So, machine guns should fire in a minute. Yeah. So, machine guns fire, and they tend to mow them down. You might be able to see it on the recording, but I can't see it. But there's a point counter below the HP. So as you can see, it will shoot that, and you spend your various points on this. So there's like, obviously these got mown down, but there are ways that you can prevent that. You know, you can send in tons and tons of units, which is why they're quite cheap and why the points increase quite quickly. So you can spam them, but there's also countermeasures to that are quite effective, in particular gas. So if I was to, for example, call in like a bunch of British infantry from this side, BEF, I could spawn German gas clouds like that, and that just wipes out tons of them for about 200 points. So that's one countermeasure. And there's also artillery as well, like that. Like, it's obviously you can't hear it. I'll switch the audio back on in a minute when you've done that. And basically, as I said, like, you have to get to each side to win. German players keyboard, British players plays with the buttons. I'll show some gameplay off now, and I will get on to like more details of the development when I've done that. All right. So should be the audio on now. Fell with the British Empire. Brilliant accents, of course. Country. As you can see, the MGs don't really, the machine guns up here, which is behind the button, down here somewhere, and up here have no qualms about shooting their own soldiers. So I'll go on to the code first. If you're just here to see the game, you've seen the game, you can bugger off now. So code was deliberately pretty bad, because if I, like me, if I can like go back and do something, I will, and I want this to just be a 3-day thing. I might add a little bit on after I've uploaded it, like improving improving how the memory works and such, because that works really badly, and freeing things where I haven't freed them. Like, there's a lot of memory leaks in this game. You'll probably notice the lag, like on here, like it tends to get about, I don't know, about 1,500 dead, but you see the bullets and all of the craters and everything are the same as the soldiers, and they all have the same size. So effectively, you could probably be pumping out, like, I don't know, 6,000 entities before it starts to lag. But it does lag quite badly on my computer after about, I don't know, 1,500 dead. I could easily improve it, but you know, I don't really have time, and I just wanted to keep this as like a quick and dirty prototype. So it basically functions how it functions. Like, you might see some of the overlap in the corpses, but I'll fix that before the release. So yeah, all of the art hand drawn, fully hand drawn with like some pen I had, and like I think it's Crayola Red or something I nicked from somewhere, and basically there's 3 reasons for why I drew it in black and white with like red pen. So first of all, I'm a terrible artist. Like I can't draw. I'm so terrible at drawing. Like that's why the sprites are so small. So you don't notice quite as much how bad I'm at drawing. Second of all, it's like I kind of wanted to be a bit pretentious. So like I think it's Schindler's List where like it's black and white and then there's the red dress or something. Like, I wanted to just give the impression of all the blood, which sort of plays into the fact you're a monster because you've killed like I don't know 892 people, 392 people so far for no gain whatsoever. So like if you've read about the First World War, like you're like a Petain or a von Falkenhayn or a Haig, so you're just throwing soldiers at a situation to no gain. So, and then the third one, which is kind of like not quite inadvertent, but I quite like the idea of it. Like there's a World War One artist who made some brilliant art called Otto Dix, I believe his name was, and he made basically completely black and white pen and pencil drawn art while he was on the front line, which was obviously mine doesn't look anywhere near as good, but it's kind of reminiscent. It's a good. I like it. I like the art. You should look at it if you get the chance. You just Google it. But like I'll warn you, it's pretty gruesome, a lot of it. So yeah, onto the art assets. Sound assets. So I recorded most of the voices, most of the death voices. It was very fun to record them, even though I think the neighbours might have wondered what the hell was going on. It was quite fun. I got the machine gun and the artillery assets from some older project I made. Not sure where they're from. That's all the art assets, all of the art and sound assets, because I didn't feel that music was really appropriate for the tone, especially like if you look at my posts on Ludum Dare, like I said, I'd used LMMS, and it's not really suited to chiptune. I think you'll agree, but it kind of works relatively well, like without the music and the sound. Like you can obviously turn it on, off and on again, all that. So there's like things that aren't obvious in the game is that there's a full data file system. Oops. Yeah, there's a full data file system. So you've got all of your you can change the spread of the bullets, you can change resolutions. Like this game was originally designed for 720p, although I'm running it at 1080p right now, but you can change it comfortably down to almost anything, although I wouldn't recommend playing it on anything under 720p because it was designed with that in mind. So there's also like machine gun spread, you can do artillery barrage numbers, squad sizes, so like you can change it from, I think the default's 20 at the moment, and you can change it up to like 100 or down to 5, and you can change, and then there's also the data files for the soldiers themselves, where you can basically just like change their speed stats, their cost. Obviously it won't change the buttons, but you can change the buttons like on your own relatively easily by drawing. So yeah, you can probably see a little bit of the lag, but it gets a lot worse when as you can see, it's about 1,100 dead now. If there's going to be any kind of update to this, it will be fixing that. So yeah, that's the game. Ludum Dare people, if you don't want to hear any more, like I'll just talk to my subscribers for a bit. So might be doing an SDL2 tutorial and maybe a Jansson tutorial, because those are the libraries used for this, and they are very, very useful tools. Like don't get me wrong, it's really, really useful to know this now. I liked end cursors, but this it has a lot more potential, even if it is more resource consuming, and gives you a chance to go and draw something, even if I evidently can't draw. So you can download the Windows executable and the source from the Ludum Dare website. I think I'll probably include a link in the description. It'd be nice if someone could port it, but don't worry if you don't want to. It'd be nice though, So it shouldn't be too difficult. It'll probably compile on Linux and Mac just fine. Although I'm not entirely certain if it will work on something like BSD. simply because I'm not sure if like Jansson or any of the like SDL TTF or SDL Mixer have got libraries on there. So you know, it'll work if it works, and it'll work if it don't work. You know, so have fun with the game. Play it with another player because that's how it's designed to be played. Thanks for watching. I might be releasing like something else soon. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.